To the red line, over on that left wing from the lot. He's towards them. And comes back in. And back to Steven Stamkos. Back in his own zone, chased by the crowd. She begins. They've reached the seventh. And the Avalanche are 2022 Stanley Cup champions.
All right, welcome in to another edition of What the Puck is Going On. We are in the Deep End Broadcasting Studios here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Going to find the juicy stuff tonight in our heavy 3-game slate. How exciting. I am Nephew Dave. Alongside me is Uncle Steve.
I'm back on What the Puck.
Here he is. We found him. He is back. It is a Monday evening. And Steve, quickly, why don't you tell everybody just kind of how we're feeling on this Monday evening?
No comment would be my official term. Actually, not too bad compared to last Halloween, to be honest. But yes, the celebrations went deep into the night, David. If that's what you want to know.
All right. Well, it is nice to have you back anyway.
Good to be back.
So we're going to start off like we do every week. We're going to go through the top 3 teams in each division. So let's get down to that. Here in the Eastern Conference, we have the Atlantic Division. We have the Boston Bruins leading this division right now at 10-2, good for 20 points, off to a really hot start, and they are looking like a team that is going to make some noise. So we'll look in to see what their futures, the value there for them might look like as we do to wrap up every show. So we will get to that here in just a bit.
Yeah, I have noticed that. I was like, man, the Bruins are playing really, really well.
They are. And here we go, Steve. This is something that I'm halfway excited about anyway. Second in the Atlantic Division, the Detroit Red Wings.
Wow, there you go. Talked about that preseason. I like it.
So they are playing strong. They're 7-3-2 for 16 points. They beat us the other night. So I think they have a couple injuries, but nothing too concerning. I would have to double check on that. But look out for the Wings. Good for them. And in third place, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs at 7-4-2. That is also good for 16 points. They looked like they were hitting a little skid, but they're holding on to that third spot, which you kind of would expect them to be there. Maybe not past first round, though, Maple Leafs. So anyway, we're going to go into the Metro now. That is the Metropolitan Division. We have the New Jersey Devils leading this division at 9-3, good for 18 points. In the beginning, Steve, would you say that you would have seen that coming?
I'm doing a scroller, Dave. I'm sorry.
Understood.
What was the question?
New Jersey Devils, first place.
I've been trying to. I can't say I would have ruled it out. I thought they were definitely on the upswing and had potential to be better than what they have been in recent years. And with it meaning in recent years, they've been complete garbage for the most part.
Right.
But I feel like they got a couple good veterans last season, and then the youth with that they had coming through. I was going to think that was going to carry into this season, and then there we are. We are doing well.
So absolutely right. Team on the upswing, and I feel like they feel that they have been on the upswing. They're just a team that just needed a couple more pieces to really be in contention in that division. Probably, arguably, the toughest division in hockey. So, good for them. New Jersey Devils on the upswing. In second place in that division, we have the Carolina Hurricanes at 8-3-1, good for 17 points. We kind of knew that they would be there. I still think that they win this division. but that's Carolina. You know, they made some additions. Not too many huge losses, I don't believe. So they're kind of the same as last year. We know where they're going to be towards the end of the year. I don't really think we have to worry about a major meltdown or anything from them. You pretty much know what you're going to get. So in third place, you have the New York Rangers at 6-4-3. They started off a little rocky, but have been picking it up as a winning record would indicate. They have 15 points. So that division is rather tight. Most teams have double-digit points. Pittsburgh has 10, and then you drop into Ottawa and Columbus. They have 8 and 6. So still some jockeying going on there. So we'll keep an eye on this division as we can possibly find some value into it. So let's jump down to the Western Conference. We have the Central Division. The Dallas Stars lead this division at 8-3-1, good for 17 points. In second place is a little bit of a surprise to me. The Winnipeg Jets at 7-3-1, good for 15 points. I thought they were a team that might have a little bit of struggles to start the season and just kind of be a middle of the road team, but they are proving me wrong as of now. So we'll see what happens with them. And then third place, we have the Colorado Avalanche at 6-4-1. That is good for 13 points.
I think we pegged that right on, and they've had the injuries too.
Right.
But we said don't be surprised if they come out slow out of the gate, to be honest.
Right. That cup hangover.
Might find themselves, just wanting to get into the playoffs.
Right.
And not necessarily worried about winning that division.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that. Of course, everybody wants to win the division. But with them, Steve, I think you've got a very good point. And, they're fine with kind of being where they are. We expect them to get into the playoffs. I know it's still way too early to be talking about playoffs. But in that aspect, they're another team that you would expect to be there. And whether they win that division or not, I don't think is super important to them.
Nephew Dave was asking me last night, what are we going to do when hockey's over? What are we going to do for other shows? Hockey could go until July, people. This show could be on until July. And then we'll only have 2 months off of hockey before we're back.
So, Steve, you know what though? You're making me think now. We're gonna have to have a special edition show for the Stanley Cup final.
Oh yeah, we might even go on the road for that at that point.
I think that would be a great idea. So, all right, so there we go. We have the placements in the division. So we're gonna jump right into the slate tonight. Like I said, it is just a heavy slate. It could take us 3 hours to cover this. My goodness. So anyway, we have the Edmonton Oilers at the Washington Capitals. All right. So the Capitals are a team right now that have a ton of injuries. Almost half of that lineup is hurt. So they got a lot of, kids from Hershey are playing. They just got a waiver wire pickup. He's going to be plugged into the lineup tonight. So we'll see what he does. But I feel like, and I hate to say it because, that is my team. So I try not to beat up on them too much. But I think they are in a spot where we can pick on them. We're going to look at the value here. We have the Edmonton Oilers plus 160 at minus 1.5 on the puck line. If it's me, and I might do it, and we'll have to ask Steve here in a second what he thinks. But I would move this puck line to maybe even 2.5. Let's go ahead and see what the value is on that if the Oilers just come in and kind of mop the floor with the Capitals, which we hope doesn't happen. But just the state with the injuries that this team has, it's very possible. The goaltending has been very good as of late. I was a little bit worried about the start of the season, but both goalies have picked it up quite a bit. And also the defense is playing a little bit better too. So we'll see what this team looks like when they start getting healthy again. So we're looking at this alternate puck line. Edmonton Oilers at -2.5, plus 270. And Steve, I believe we talked about this. Did you do anything with this game?
Just like a small $10 3-game parlay, nothing crazy. But I went ahead and threw them just on our conversation yesterday with all the injuries, and Edmonton's looking like they're on top of their game for the most part. Capitals look like they're at the bottom of their game.
Right.
The Capitals might be one of those teams where you're not going to see them hit stride until the second half of the season with their injuries.
And I think it's starting to look that way.
So I went ahead and grabbed Edmonton just because they look good.
Right.
And I know what happens in this situation. And if you're a Washington Capitals fan,
we're in for some more heartbreak tonight, I feel like. Wow, we had a really bad loss to the Coyotes the last time out, giving up the game-winning goal in the last minute of the game. And then, in this stretch of the last couple games, I feel like that has just kind of been the energy. It's just it just seems to always be something right now. So if we're gonna do it, let's do it now before they get healthy and hopefully start picking up the play. But I think that we can kind of pick on them right now. So if you want to go for the higher value, we're looking at the Edmonton Oilers to win by multiple goals. Even at the 1.5 we said was at plus 160. So it's plus money for the Oilers tonight in that regard. The Capitals, they're going to have plus money all over the board, but I don't think that they cover any of them. They're plus 140 on the money line, and I feel like, wow, that's not great value. When you start getting into them plus numbers, Steve, maybe you can agree or disagree with me. At plus 140, you're starting to be a bit of an underdog as opposed to maybe like a plus 115 or something.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's more of a substantial underdog
right
in hockey.
I would absolutely agree with that. So we see what the book is thinking already with this game. And I tell you, I would have to side with the book right now, just seeing what I've seen and the injuries that just continue to pile up.
I think if you want to go just normal plain Jane, the Oilers on the 60-minute line with no push is minus 104. If you just want to do a simple straight up heads up, if you're looking for like 20 just to win 20, or 1,000 to win 1,000, then I would take a look at Edmonton on the 60-minute money line. Anyway, you're going to get a cheaper number with them. They don't have to win by 2 goals. But I think that they win in regulation straight up against the Capitals. Yeah,
I think that would be a good bet, like you said.
My 3 goals is just to take a shot in the dark.
Oh, right.
It's going to be I'm not, when we do these bets, you take them with a grain of salt. Oh, they're not going to kick their ass. But you hope that you are on the right track, and that's what can happen.
Right, and it does happen.
Yeah, and blowouts happen every night in every sport.
So you want to be on the right side of that if it does happen. Like you said, you don't want it to happen, but if it does, take the advice and be on the right side of that.
It looks like Skinner is in goal and Lindgren is in goal.
Okay. All right. Well, both of our goalies have been playing well, the Capitals, I should say. So we'll see. I feel pretty comfortable with either of them at this point in the season. I like what I've seen from them. So if you're feeling a little froggy though here, Steve, and you think that, the Capitals, they have a little bit of a turnaround, at least for one game, maybe, plus 205 on that same 60-minute line.
Yeah. That's, there's the Monday night sucker play for
right?
Sure. And that could be what we're on with the Edmonton Oilers on this short slate. But yeah, anytime you can get the Caps at that kind of payout at home, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to argue that way either if that's what you wanted to do.
Right. And it is a home game. So
the thing that fears me is just what you talked about last night. This team's playing with the Hershey Bears.
Pretty much.
They have a lot of just AHL level talent trying to fill the shoes here for the players who are hurt. So at what point is that just not going to be sustainable? And especially against a team like the Edmonton Oilers, I mean, these guys can put 6 goals up in 2 periods.
Right. You make a great point there, Steve. So if we're trying to be smarter about it, then I think you want to play with the Oilers tonight. So either goalie, if you think Skinner might get a shutout, which look, I mean it's still the Capitals, Ovi, the usual guys, they can score. So I don't know.
Skitter's not plus 950 is what I see right
now. Oh,
now.
nice. So shop around, people, because I have a plus 800 for him. So always check.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like how we bounce these off. We always find different stuff like that.
Yes, we do. So if we think Lindgren can come out and play a strong game, which he has been, I really worry about the firepower over there for Edmonton. So any kind of shutout play here makes me nervous. But hey, if you want to just take a shot on it, Lindgren is plus 1,300 for a shutout, Steve.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. Let me see what I got on that. I skipped away to something else. I got plus 1,500.
Oh wow, okay, even better.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the Capitals. All right, so here's what we got. Here's what we got for the Capitals injuries. Dmitry Orlov is day-to-day, lower body. TJ Oshie, he's on IR. John Carlson, IR. These are all lower body injuries for those 2 guys. Connor Brown, IR, torn ACL. Cody Clark, IR, quadriceps. Nicholas Backstrom, he's been hurt for a while now, IR, hip. Tom Wilson, he's been out for a while now, IR, torn ACL. Carl Hagelin, IR, hip. And Alexander Alexiev, IR, shoulder. And we have just added on Halloween, Beck Malenstein, yeah, fractured finger. So he's on the IR too.
And Steve, you could almost...
The Capitals are the most banged up team in hockey right now. Besides, the Flyers injuries look like they're mounting up too, from what I'm looking at right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Detroit has a few as well. Chicago's starting to get really banged up too, is what it's looking like.
Which would be bad for them because they're actually not playing that bad right now.
Right.
So look, Steve, you could almost put a lineup out on the ice with that injury list.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like an actual NHL team.
So you reading that makes a really good point because I mean almost all of those are big names, in the lineup nightly. So that kind of gives you an idea of what Washington is dealing with right now. And like you said, it's only going to be so sustainable, for so long with these AHL level talents coming to play. I mean, some of them can play, and it brings some speed to the team, which the team definitely needed. But you're missing guys like that in that injury report. I mean, it's just really hard to get anything going. So that gives you an idea of what Washington is dealing with. So we're looking around, and we can, there's a lot of different angles we can play here.
Edmonton is 3-0 on the road.
Yeah, so it's not looking good for Washington, I would say. So that's pretty much that game in a nutshell. I think it's kind of Oilers or nothing, Steve.
Yeah, and if we look at the Oilers injuries real quick, I don't think it was anything crazy. Yeah, they haven't had any recent injuries at all. So they have 3 guys on IR, but that's been since the season started.
Right. So not much, really bothering them right now. So we're going to jump into the next game, which we're going to pick on this team a little bit, which I'm a little bit surprised by. They're actually last in the Pacific right now, or in the Central, I'm sorry. It's the St. Louis Blues at the Boston Bruins. Steve, I don't know about you, but I see a smackdown of the St. Louis Blues tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you the first thing that sticks out to me is that the Bruins are plus 21 on the goals. So they've scored 51 goals this season, and they've only given up 30. And I think 51 is going to be by far the best in the league. Let me make sure that's the case. Yeah, they are. No, so that can't be right. Oh, yeah. Okay. I saw Anaheim 61. Anaheim has given up 61 goals. How bad is that? Wow. That is something to keep an eye out for. So yeah, the point differential for the Bruins is insane with plus 21 goals. And you're talking about the Blues. They have yielded 35 and they've only scored 21. So this might be the lowest scoring goal team against the highest scoring goal team, and that is the case tonight. Yes.
Yeah, and like you said, they don't score much, and Boston is on fire. Now we know, obviously, in all sports, anything can happen at any given time. But I tell you what, I don't see it in this one. We're trying to find some value here, and I found a little bit actually.
This might be the shutout game.
This very well could be a shutout game. Absolutely. And here's something that I like, which I think is probably going to happen. Boston Bruins minus 2.5 at plus 230. If you can find one or two dancing partners, maybe a fourth for a round robin, that is value that I'm not mad at for that, Steve.
Yeah, you're getting a better number than me at plus 210. So there you go. Different books with different numbers. Both, you had the better in one situation than I did, and now you have the better in this situation, or if that makes any sense.
And you know what, Steve? We always seem to be flip-flopping like that.
Yep.
So but that's good. That we need that. So man, I might do something with that actually. I'm gonna go ahead and check mark that because I like the value.
I'm gonna have to look at something this dude because literally they double them up in goals. So
right.
For the season and
it's in Boston.
The Blues have to be one of the they might be the most disappointing team of the year. I mean,
100%.
They have to be right now at this point.
100%.
We have Jordan Binnington. He will be in net against Ullmark. And let's see, Limas to get the shutout is only a plus 640.
Wow. And
I don't think Binnington's going to get the shutout, but let's see what his price is. In fact, they don't even have a price for that. They're not going to expect him to have a shutout. They only have a price for it.
My book doesn't give me him either. All I have is Ullmark. How funny is that?
That's weird.
And I have it lower, Steve. I have plus 550. So
it's no real value in that. The Blues can get a goal, I mean, for sure.
Right.
But I mean, I think just what you said, you just kind of hope for the blowout.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going to do, you're going to play these games tonight. I mean, so if we do the 60-minute, win by 3 or more goals.
Right.
Let's see what we get it for a payout real quick. If we're going to do this game, Boston Bruins to win by 3, and then you talked about Edmonton, potentially them winning by 3 goals. Let's see, 60-minute winning margin. So we're looking at a payout of pretty good. I mean, $10 wins you right at $98.50.
Not bad.
So if you put $100 down, that's $1,000. If you can get those two, what we probably think are going to be blowouts tonight,
right
on the ice. I mean, you got the Hershey Bear Capitals against Edmonton, and Boston, who is on fire against a pitiful, struggling St. Louis Blues.
Right, and if you want to go smaller, now this is a much smaller value. But if you could find a dancing partner for it, I think it's another item that could certainly happen is the race to 4 goals. So we need Boston to score 4 goals first, which we're thinking right now that St. Louis isn't even going to get close to 4 goals.
No. So do they get 4 goals or not would be the question.
And I think Boston puts 4 up.
Yeah. I can see that. Let's see. Let me see what kind of number I can find for that. Here.
And I have it at plus 125. Not great, but I tell you what, for plus money for something that should happen.
All right, if you do a race to 4 goals and you don't get there, and neither team gets to 4, is that both a loss?
Yes.
So someone has to get the 4 goals.
Yes.
For that bet to go. Okay.
That's the downside to that.
Right. But if you can just think, I mean, I like the team attack method of that.
Right.
To be honest. Just worry about the one team scoring. We do that a lot in the soccer paycheck.
Okay.
As we just focus on the one team scoring the goals.
So that could be another angle. And if you think, Steve, here's something also pretty interesting. I could see like a 5-2 Boston victory. And if you're racing to 5 goals, Boston Bruins are getting plus 245 on that.
Ooh, okay.
So now 5 it can be an intimidating number in hockey for one team to score 5 goals. Because that is quite a bit. The other team is not having a good night.
Scoring's up across the board in the NHL, just overall. You can see that reflected in all of the totals.
Exactly.
Totals used to be 4, 5. 4.5 would be a real low one, but it would be 5.
Right.
Would be your normal over under, or 5.5, and then 6 would be the high number. Now everything's a 6, 6.5, or 7.
I believe I've said it before. I do not like playing the 6.5s at all.
I haven't played a hockey total in forever. Literally.
You're not missing anything there, Uncle Steve. So continue that trend.
Yeah. Know your gambling limits.
Know your gambling limits right there. So let's see. What can we find? Anything else? I mean, you can go with a goal scorer, try and find plus money in there. But I like the angle. I'm going to do something with that blowout, and I might even come back with another one on that race to 4, and if I'm feeling a little bit froggy, maybe 5. But I think I'm definitely going to play that 4, Steve.
There's a popular parlays section, which I don't think you ever want to. When the sports book saying, "Hey, do this parlay,"
right?
Okay, you kind of think twice about that. But Bergeron, Ryan O'Reilly, and Justin Falk all to just get 1 point each is plus 630.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I could see all that happening.
Yeah, I could see that too. The other one maybe is Pasternak is 2+ points, and Tarasenko to get a point is plus 310. But how about this? 2 goals. Pasternak's awesome. So if we're going to look for goal scorers, maybe there's something good with him here. What's Pasternak to get 2 goals tonight? He's just plus 490 for 2 goals for Pasternak.
That's not bad, I guess.
Patrice Bergeron is plus 880. Tarasenko we just talked about him, is plus 1200. Jake DeBrusk is plus 1120.
How about Marchand? Did you say Marchand yet?
Marchand is plus 710 for 2 goals.
And he's a feisty little bastard. Excuse my language, but he's a big he's key for them is what I'm saying right now. So anytime you can find some value on him, you probably want to give it a thought, because chances are he's going to record a point, whether it's going to be an assist or a goal. It doesn't matter. He's going to do one of the two. So, or he might do both. So there's always that with him. So if you're trying to find some angles on this, low key NHL night, I think we found some for this game. So think Marchand, think a blowout, and maybe a race, which we know is probably not going to be much of a race. So you're just kind of hoping that Boston gets theirs tonight.
Marchand to get 1 goal is plus 142.
Yeah, see, and all these, as we keep looking at this Boston ticket, I could see all that stuff happening really against a struggling Blues team. So if you're doing something on NHL tonight, I think you have to take a pretty good look at this Bruins and Blues game. And Steve, you could even same game it and put more items in it that way.
Yeah. I'm kind of playing around with that right now. We may do that. Get off the air in time.
Yeah, that might be actually. Yeah, I kind of like that.
All right.
So, all right. So we found a lot of angles in this Boston game.
Yes.
I think me and Steve are. Well, you know what? We just got ourselves a little bit excited about this evening,
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah, I
we
know.
didn't think it was going to happen.
We have something to do now. Besides watch 16 NBA games or 15 NBA games.
Right. And college basketball starts
College
tonight.
basketball tonight. And a very banged up Ravens team in New Orleans.
Right. So there's a lot going on. So you can definitely find some dancing partners within these different leagues.
Yep.
So, all right, maybe not quite the boring night we thought it was going to
Well,
be.
you could have some fun, man. I mean, why not parlay Alvin Kamara for 2 touchdowns with 2 goals with Brad Marchand or something like that, you know?
Just take a shot on it.
Yeah.
So not bad. All right, Steve, we have found some stuff to do. We have got ourselves semi-excited about the slate tonight. Good job for us. So we're going to move over to the last game of the night, and then we'll get into some futures and I believe go over not a deep dive, but just kind of quickly go over the slate for tomorrow and let you know who's playing and if there's any back-to-backs. So here's one, Steve, that I just don't know. I think we can find value in this game. I think it'll be a good game. Both of these teams are playing pretty well. I just don't know what to think quite yet. It's the Calgary Flames at the New York Islanders. So, Steve, can you shove us off in some kind of direction here? Do you like anything with this? Or are these two teams, do you know much about? I mean, the Islanders are in our division. So we should know a little something, but what are you thinking?
Well, the first thing that sticks out to me is that there are no injuries at all on the Islanders. They're the only team to report nothing as far as injuries go. Calgary, though, they are very healthy as well. They've only lost Stone here recently. Besides that, Christopher Tanev, he just got hurt. Upper body injury for him, so he's day to day. Not sure his status tonight, but Michael Stone goes to the IR for the Calgary Flames. I would look at this. Oh man, I mean, it's a hard game. I mean, you're not going to play every game on the board, and there's
right
2 out of every 3. So I'm going to take a pass for me personally. But if I'm going to look at any kind of angle, then I'm going to,
the Islanders are plus money on the money line, so I guess there's that if you think they can win at home.
So the Islanders, let's look at their standings here. So Calgary, they're only 5-4-1, so they haven't quite impressed, like everyone said. And the Islanders are 7-5. So there they are. They're sneakily hanging around in there. They're a team that we talked about preseason that was, just removed at the Eastern Cup Finals 2 years ago, and they had a bad year last year with all the injuries. But they're sitting there in 5th place. So I would, they're the same in their respective divisions, place-wise. They're both 5th, but I think Calgary would be upset with that 5th, where the Islanders are probably actually happy with their 5th, because the Islanders haven't stacked above them as well. And New Jersey is right on top of that division with 9 wins. That's impressive.
It is.
Devils. And Jersey scored a lot, too. They got a plus 13 on puck differential.
Nice.
The Islanders are a plus 11. So they are outscoring their opponents by 11 goals. And as far as Calgary goes, they are a -1. So maybe if I'm at home here, I'm going to take a look at the underdog Islanders. And if you really want to get super crazy, the Islanders to win by 3 or more is at plus 470. So you get a big number there. But I would look at them probably just in the 60-minute line, to be honest. So the 60-minute line with no overtime, you can get plus 158 on the Islanders.
Nice.
And the alternate puck line, if we go that route, you can get Islanders -1.5 plus 245. So if they get that empty netter to the back of the net there with no goalie to get that 2-goal lead, even 3-goal lead.
Right.
These teams, once they're down, they pull that goalie for a couple goals, and you can actually That's how you can get to the 3 nowadays.
Right.
To be honest, you can be up 1 and then get to 3 because with 4 minutes left, they start to think about pulling the goalie. He's out of there at the 3-minute mark, and then you go up 2, and you have plenty of time to get that 3rd.
You're absolutely right, Steve. Which is, like you said, it's becoming a common occurrence.
You see a lot more of these teams. Usually they pull the goalie, and then once you got that 2nd goal up, the goalie's back in.
Right.
They just leave him out now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's the point? Just go ahead.
I mean, yeah, why not?
And blow me out late. So that's what you're always going to flirt with.
Right.
In hockey. But when you're laying the big numbers, that's what, that's going to play into your wins.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you pretty much covered that game, Steve, because I don't really have a whole lot for it, except for I have a plus 165 here on the 60-minute line, which is kind of tempting. I want to leave this game alone, and I want to know my gambling limits, but I kind of like that number for a 60-minute line.
I think just for fun, what I'll end up doing is adding, and you can just go ahead and make this an official play by me if we're going to do official picks. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the Oilers to win by 3, the Bruins to win by 3, and the Islanders in the 60-minute money line, just no push. And if you risk 10, you're going to win $269.93.
All right, well, not bad. I mean, that's something for the small slate anyway. So
yeah. Even if you just want to throw 5 down because you're bored, I mean, that's $134. That's some nice lunch money for the week and a couple drinks at happy hour, man.
Exactly. So we want some beer money tonight. That's what we're saying is we'd like a little beer money tonight. So yeah, you know what, Steve, I'm gonna see, there we go. I'm gonna follow you in that regard on the 60-minute line, just because I have that little bit higher price. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. And this is gonna become an official play here in just a sec. We're gonna go
a commercial coming up in a second.
Oh, okay, great. Because my book is being slow. So right now, and I might do something with the Capitals game, but I have the Boston Bruins minus 2.5 and New York Islanders on the money line.
Don't ever bet what you can't cover. Wagering on sports is only fun when you do it the right way. Not every bet will win. When you get on a bad run, know it and avoid trouble. Know your gambling limits.
Dependable Solutions can provide all voiceover services for your advanced audio production needs. Think of us as an inexpensive option, no matter what the size of the project is. From one-word cameos to full script productions, contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517. Do you want to advertise with Deep End Broadcasting? Send us an email at deepend757@yahoo.com. That's deepend757@yahoo.com. It is estimated that 23% of car accidents each year involve a cell phone. That's 1.3 million accidents a year. Reaching for your phone, you are 4 times more likely to crash. Dialing on your phone, 2.8 times more likely to crash. And texting on your phone, you are 23 times more likely to crash. Attentive drivers are safe drivers.
Control your alcohol. Don't fight. Don't drink and drive. Your one punch could kill someone. It happens. You're behind the wheel. You may think you are fine, but then the other driver is under the influence of texting, and then you are done. Control your alcohol.
Tired of your swimming pool's diatomaceous earth pool filter? The constant cleaning, green pool, cloudy water. I thought this was supposed to be clean. Trust your swimming pool's water quality with a custom sand filter install. A clean, easy solution for your swimming pool operations. Contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517.
100%. Book it if you could. Here's Forsling shooting redirected just wide by Colin White. He got a stick on it. Lundell working hard behind the net. Lundell, sharp angle shot, score! He sneaks it in! Anton Lundell, 39 seconds into the game.
Well, that's the start the Panthers are looking for. 21 years old. Watch here how he just strips. He anticipate where that puck's going to be on the defender's stick and just muscles his way. Now he's in good position to walk towards the front of the net. And Varlamov, he made a hot mess out of that one. Like to have that back. Just put the puck.
All right, so welcome back in. We just went over the slate tonight. We put a couple plays out there that we actually found that we liked. So we have that going for us. So Uncle Steve, he's going to go over the slate for tomorrow, and then we're going to touch quickly on the futures, and then we'll get you off in time for puck drop.
All right, tomorrow night, 7:00 games. Vancouver is in Ottawa. Ottawa right now is minus 128 and over under 6.5. Good game in Toronto tomorrow night with the Golden Knights and the Maple Leafs. Toronto, the short home favorite at minus 128, over under 6.5. The Blues, they'll be coming off the back-to-back from tonight. They will be at the banged-up Flyers team. So be cautious on Philly on that one, just from the standpoint of all the Philadelphia injuries. But the Blues are minus 126 on the road, over under 6.5. The Islanders will be on the back-to-back tomorrow night against the rivals from down in the city at Madison Square Garden against the Rangers. Minus 184 right now for the Rangers, over under 6.5. Good game tomorrow night in Detroit, where the Red Wings will host the Canadiens. Red Wings minus 162, plus 134 on the comeback from Montreal, over under 6.5. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. again, Buffalo Sabres. They host the Arizona Coyotes. Buffalo, nice story on the year, minus 210. A pretty decent size home favorite over Arizona. 6.5 is the over-under. Calgary, they're going to be on alert tomorrow night for sure. They will be in New Jersey. We talked a lot about the Devils in this show. The Devils are minus 128, over under 6.5 in that game. See what kind of, and that's the thing. The Islanders are physical too. They're a physical hockey team, and they like to hit. So this could be a sore situation for Calgary going into New Jersey tomorrow. Really, really good game tomorrow night down in Tampa at 7:30. This is going to be a national TV game, I can just tell. Edmonton Oilers plus 136 coming off their back-to-back tonight against the Capitals. Kind of scares me. Hopefully they don't take it easy against the Caps.
Right.
And then anticipation of trying to play the Lightning tomorrow. But the Lightning are minus 164 home favorites, over under 7. Dallas, they'll be in Winnipeg. Both teams right at minus 110 right now, over under 6. 8 o'clock puck drop there in Winnipeg. The Kraken host the Predators. The Kraken minus 120 short favorites at home, over under 6. And then the Wild will be in Los Angeles tomorrow night to play the Kings. Minus 110 both sides there, over under 6.5.
Nice. All right, so good slate tomorrow then.
Yeah, lots of good games. The Monday, we were looking ahead. It looks like there's another slow Monday coming up, maybe. When we were talking about moving a show to Tuesday, but then Tuesday becomes a 2-game night here, like I think in 2 weeks. And then Monday's the busier night. So we'll just stick with the Mondays for now, right?
Yeah. All right, so let's get over these futures real quick. We have just a couple minutes left. I want to note something here, though, Steve. See if I can't maybe talk you into this if you like to play a future. We still have the Detroit Red Wings special of plus 235 just to make the playoffs. And they're in second in their division right now, playing decently.
Oh, you got to lock that in.
They're still there.
I got them at plus 270 to make the playoffs.
Right.
And you got to grab that number while it's still here.
I think you have to put it in with something, or put a 50 on it by itself. I don't know what you do with it, but I think you take it and then you figure out what you're going to do with it. I love that number. I love that it's still there for them. I thought it would probably still be plus, but definitely in the hundreds. And it's dropping a little bit. Like Steve said, he had it at 270, and I had it in with something I believe at 270 as well. That died long ago. So I might have to get back in here with this Detroit special while that number is still there.
I might take a shot with them, and I'm looking also at just to take a stab at it, and just because of the position that they are in right now, let me clarify that in my standings real quick with Chicago. Yeah, with Chicago at playing 500 hockey, I would take them right now at plus 960 to get into the playoffs.
Wow. Okay.
So a $10 bet just, you probably have to find another dancing partner getting into the playoffs. Let's just try to find someone. I'm not going to take Nashville.
No.
But, we'll take the Islanders. How about that?
There you go.
I think they're going to go ahead and get in. So if you want to do a $15 future or $20 future bet on the Blackhawks, Red Wings, and the Islanders all to make the playoffs right now, $20 will get you $1,564 back.
Not bad. Not bad. I kind of like that.
You can tie up. Honestly, if you wanted to really have some fun, I think $50 is a fair wager. If you don't want to bet any more hockey games, just have something to root for, throw in $50.
Yeah,
because that's going to pay you off just shy of $4,000 at playoff time if that happens, and you'll be happy you invested that $50.
Right, absolutely. I like that.
But I could see the Islanders, Detroit, and the Blackhawks all still making the playoffs.
It could, and we're in the bizarro year of all sports right now. So
yeah, why not 50 just for 3 teams to make the playoffs? Who they all have decent records right now.
Yeah,
to 50 to win 4,000. I mean, I think that's why we do this kind of show, is to try to find that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, because we want to find the angle, and I like that. I think that's a good angle. So let's get into this division winners in the NHL. The Metropolitan Division, the Carolina Hurricanes are at minus 115. You got the New Jersey Devils at plus 380. The Rangers plus 550. The Pittsburgh Penguins plus 950. They're not doing so well right now. The New York Islanders plus 1,400. Capitals plus 2,000. We know why that is, so no surprise there. Philadelphia Flyers plus 10,000, and the Blue Jackets, just forget about it.
Yeah, they were. I said to myself, let me look after this Blue Jackets team. Maybe this is a team I can jump on early. I bet them once and said nope. So my book is completely different from that.
Oh wow, okay.
Plus 130 for the Canes, plus 450 for the Devils. Those are better numbers than I think you got, but then it gets the other way. It goes the opposite here at some point. Plus 450 for the Rangers, plus 550 for the Pens, plus 1,200 for the Islanders, plus 1,400 for the Caps, 4,400 for the Flyers.
Okay, yeah, so that completely flip-flopped.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Well, that's why we shop around, and that's why we do this.
Yep, okay.
So let's go into the Pacific real quick. We got the Golden Knights minus 105. If you like them to win that division, definitely could be possible. I would take that now before it gets any worse. You have the Calgary Flames plus 210, Edmonton Oilers plus 400, the LA Kings at plus 1,800, Kraken plus 5,000, and Vancouver Canucks plus 9,000. Not even sure why I'm going over that, and then you have the Ducks and the Sharks. And we're going to say it again, just forget about it.
Man, there is some stink in hockey.
Oh, they're just about as bad as it gets.
Wait till these injuries start to pile up a little bit more and these teams start to really mail it in for the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah, and that could happen sooner than later.
Yep.
So we have the Atlantic Division. We have Boston at plus money right now, plus 130 over here for me, Steve.
I got plus 160. So if you like the Bruins, shop around and grab them.
Yeah. While they're plus.
You're getting good money on the Lightning right now at 3-1.
Yeah, no doubt. The Leafs are at plus 280. The Panthers at plus 360. The Red Wings at plus 5,000 to win that division. That could be sneaky. I don't know. They're in second place right now. So, and then you have the Senators and the Canadians. Once again, just forget about it.
Florida's still they still have 2 more wins than they have losses. They're in 5th place. I feel like the number for Florida to win that division at plus 450, what I'm looking at, I mean, man, they can make a run and do that.
That's a good number. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we're still early into it, so anything can happen. But So grab these numbers up while you can if you like these. So here we go. Bringing up the rear, last but not least.
That's a good division, by the way, the Atlantic.
Yes, it
Everyone's
is.
playing really well in there.
Yes, it is.
Even Ottawa is. They have an even goal differential and even at 4 and 7, but they're just gonna be a victim of losing to everyone else.
Yeah, I think
part.
so.
And Montreal at 5 and 6 and 1 is, I mean, they're trailing Boston there by what, the 3.5, 4 games, or however that math is going to work out. But Montreal is the only team with the -6 goal differential in that division. Everyone played really well in that division.
Yeah, so that's a tough division this year so far. So lastly, we have the Central Division. Colorado Avalanche over here for me at -115. They're in third in that division. Of course, yes, they could absolutely win that division, but I am staying away from that number, even at third.
I like Dallas at +400 right now.
Yeah,
and I like them preseason. We talked about them. The Stars are a good hockey team. Let's see. Let me get those stats from my perspective up for a second.
That could certainly happen.
Dallas is the first place team. They've scored 46 goals. They've only conceded 27. So they are +19 on goals this year. Dallas 8-3-1 overall, 4-1 at home, 4-2-1 on the road, and they've won 3 straight. So give me Dallas at +400 to win that division.
There you go. I like it. So at the Minnesota Wild at +450 over here for me, the Jets playing pretty good right now, +2,000. So there's a sneaky number for them. You got the Preds. Yeah, I just wouldn't do it. +2,000. St. Louis +2,500. Just forget about it.
So Winnipeg is the second place team right now. I think this is not the worst maneuver to do. I don't think. If Colorado is not going to win that division, Winnipeg is very right there. That's going to be a game tomorrow night too. Dallas and Winnipeg, right?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So pay attention to how that's going to transpire. But you could put just say 100 on Dallas and 100 on Winnipeg, and if just either of those two teams win, you're going to get a nice profit.
Absolutely, you're getting plus money. So for sure. Bringing up the rear here, we have the Chicago Blackhawks and the Arizona Coyotes. It's just probably not even worth mentioning for them too, especially not the Coyotes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave it at that for the futures, and I do believe that wraps us up for the evening. Coming up this week, make sure you tune in to the Friday Soccer Paycheck. Let Uncle Steve find you the best value in all them soccer games. And then, of course, Sunday for the round robin with your coffee, we're going to take another deep dive and we're going to get back at it. So that's it for us tonight. Everybody have a good evening. If you're taking any picks, good luck, and we will see you soon.